masters of speed. This is Formula One.
Yo guys, what's going on? It's Master Flash. Welcome back to another setup video. 5 red lights, we're off, we're going, we're gone. So, wet weather setups, welcome to Austria. Now, for those of you who's been about and been with the channel for a while, you'll know what I feel about Austria. Yes, it's a circuit with one of the shortest turns on the track, but make no mistakes, you have to get these turns 100% right all of the time, otherwise you drop so much speed, and by that it's extremely tricky. You have to carry as much speed into every corner as you possibly can to gain the most out of it, with turn 2 being a lot trickier than it looks. It really is. Sector 2 and Sector 3 are extremely tricky to carry as much minimum speed through as you possibly can in the wet weather, especially turn 9, which is this one coming up. It can all go wrong right here, whether it's run wide and invalidate, or get turn 10 wrong and slide off into a barrier. It's really tricky. However, with this circuit, is usually a low downforce circuit or a low wing run circuit. In the wet, it needs to be the opposite. I don't mean go crazy as in full wings. I don't mean that 50-50. I mean you have to strike the balance and find the balance. You have to remember, it isn't about what the AI can do, because the AI is absolutely ridiculous, and you will see exactly what I mean when you get a Monza. In Monza, in 5 laps, the AI can gap you about 1.1 to 1.3 seconds per lap in the wet. The wet just doesn't apply to them, and yeah, that's Monza. You'll see that relatively soon. But yeah, back to Austria. These setups, and the reason why I do 5 laps to show you what the setup can do. It's not about the position, it's not about where I come, it's just showing you how the setup handles in the wet, and that is purely how it is, just how the setup handles in the wet. Got nothing to do with whatever position, fastest lap, nothing like that. It's just about what the setup can do, and then obviously the setup then is always at the end of the video. But yeah, this is the main goal. And again, for those of you that jump in the comments saying that the setup is terrible, the setup is rubbish, the setup is this, that, and the other, the setup isn't meant for people who know a lot about the game. It isn't. The setup is for the people that have no idea. The setup is for people that are not too confident in creating their own setups, or not confident enough, you know, in the wet. It's for people who love the game but don't know how to create setups. I don't claim that this setup is for esports drivers. I don't claim that that I'm the fastest driver or I'm the best when it comes to setups. I don't claim any of those. I just try to help the people that need help, and that's the people that are either A, new to the game, or B, they have very little setup knowledge and just need a wet setup on the fly. Like, obviously I would always urge those people to test the setup and never bolt on a setup, and always remember that the setup is a guide. It's not to be set in stone. You have to change and mold the setup to your driving style, as I have no doubt that I drive completely different to the way you do. You have probably drive the way, just because it's a standard generic game for everyone, it doesn't mean that we all drive the same, because we don't. Some might drive on pad, some might drive on wheel, some might drive on a wheel with no force feedback, some might even drive on the best wheel that money can buy. We're all different. We're all 100% different. But with that being said, I hope this setup helps. because the 97-98% that are looking for a wet setup, the setup will do them justice. For that 3-4-2%, it won't, and it won't work. But it's always I never hear from the guys that the setup works for. I always hear from the people that the setup never works for, and that is so disheartening. I want to hear from the guys that the setup does work for. If the comments are full of guys that the setup doesn't work for, well then I know that I'm not doing too great. If the setup, if the setup is full of comments like that, well then yeah, I need to really look at and evaluate what I'm doing. But I never hear from the guys where the setup works. Never. And that's really, really disheartening. Guys, wherever you are in the world today, I hope you're good, I hope you're well. Hope this wet setup helps. Let me know what you think of it down in the comments below. Remember to do all that good stuff, like hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'll catch you in the next one. Wherever you are, take care. Peace.
Team effort then to secure victory here in the Styrian Alps. What do you think it was today, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition?
Well, keeping their tyres up in the tricky wet conditions was really important. There's not much grip out there at the best of times, and it's 10 times worse if you're out there on cold tyres. So the way they kept the road in its proper operating window was a huge advantage today.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sports that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win. Some amazing out on the track today. Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
Charles Leclerc showed exactly how to manage yourself out on the track today. He was almost flawless out there. Incredible stuff.
Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.